Good morning. I'm packed and ready to go. One thing I was reflecting on last night, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but behind me is the motorway. And it's like a dull sound in the background all the time. And when I was trying to get to sleep last night, it was like thinking, it's sort of like white noise. Yeah. And then the other thing I noticed as well, almost the whole of the chalkway, no birds. I can't believe it's this time of the morning and I hear no birds whatsoever in the woodlands. And in fact, all the woodlands I go into, you hardly ever hear the sound of birds. So sad. Anyhow, that's enough of me lamenting. I must get started. As I said, I'm trying to get to Otford this morning. So let's get started. Obviously, I need my rucksack, which conveniently is over here. Definitely needs smell-o-vision now. Oh, that's lovely. Love the little acorn on top to denote the national trail. And there's one on there as well on this actual sign. So I'm getting used to the fact that the days start off with this mistiness, with the sun trying to break through, and then slowly but surely the heat is ratcheted up to it's approaching about 30 degrees. And of course the other thing that I mentioned is that torture of the white noise coming from the motorways. Well, it's nice to escape the woodland and just do some, what can I call it? Yeah, field walking, I guess. Normally I prefer it the other way around. Close to the motorway now. Bane of my life. And the north down the road. Well, this is steep. So it seems that all the finger posts now have the acorn on them. And then the other interesting thing is that at the top there, for the North Downs way, the way we're going, it says Kent border 3 miles. So we're going to Kent now, and we'll be there in 3 miles. Here you go, our familiar map. So, yeah, Oxted, that's where we are now. And I more immediately want to get to Otford, which according to this is 12 miles away, and then obviously somewhere over this way. Follow the runner, I guess. So we have a profusion of yellow before we hit Kent. Yeah, Kent's not too far away now. Yeah, everywhere you look, yellow. With thanks to the Croydon Ramblers, improved for you by those guys in association with Surrey County Council on behalf of the landowners. And very pleasant it was indeed. So I was hoping there was somewhere to sit, and luckily there is. Apparently this is Mole End, and I'm sure the pictures there is Wind in the Willow. I also think, from my calculations, we're now in Kent. So I stopped for a little break in the shade, and I turns around to grab something out of my rucksack, and I've noticed I've gained a passenger. I think it kind of goes with my rucksack as well. Yellow and black. Could call him the ultimate direction caterpillar. So I now have confirmation I'm in Kent, because there is a sign here saying Northwest Kent Ramblers, erected in memory of Frank, keen walker and great companion. Well, I guess it's this way then. Funny thing is, I was just thinking to myself, there's a distinct lack of finger posts in Kent, but I would have tripped over that one, but I kept walking forward. I was just thinking how pleasant it was to be walking, not actually in any woods, but in some open fields now. And then a herd of deer went charging past in the distance, which I'm not sure I would have necessarily spotted if I was in the woods. I still keep seeing glimpses of them across the other side of the field. I can see some walkers outside as well, so I think that's probably what disturbed them. But yeah, there must have been at least 30 or so. Really great sight to see. And as I said, this is just so pleasant now. It's not too hot and a bit of a nice breeze. Because it's been tough when that sun's out. Oh. Right, onwards to Otford, I think the place is called. I think I've probably got another 7-8 kilometres. From this to the M25. I'm afraid that's what we've got to look forward to. That's the direction we're heading. And Otford seems to be crowded round by different parts of motorway and major roads. That's where my resupply is. So yep, this path is gradually going downhill. We end up walking alongside the motorway. But this is pleasant enough. Oh, that's really nice. So this is where to go if you want reasonably priced food. What a shame, no ducks. We're on the map again. So, just come through Otford, just at the station now. So I'm trying to get to probably about here for tonight. Just a few more miles along. So when you leave Otford, make sure you're well rested. This is quite a steep climb, and I would choose to go up here. Or I should have not chose to come up here in the heat of the day. But I need to keep cracking. I guess it would not surprise you to learn that 25% of the weight I'm carrying in my rucksack is now water. And on that particular subject, I originally had a gross weight of just over 8 kilos on a net weight of 5 kilos. But that's now gone up because I'm carrying way extra water. So my gross is now 9.5 kilos. That was always kind of the plan, If I start with a litre of water and then kind of top up higher, not had much chance of that because almost every time I get some water, it's gone pretty quickly. Yeah, it's a real challenge at the moment. When I was in Otford, I had 2 large teapots of tea, half litre of a milk drink, and then on my way into Otford, kind of finish off all the drinks I had. So I've had quite a few litres of liquid today, but still feeling pretty parched. Yeah, but I think I'll be okay now. Once the sun kind of drops a little bit more and I find somewhere to wild camp. I've tended to find somewhere around like 4 or 5 o'clock and then set up about 7, 8 o'clock. Obviously in the woods, so I'm out of the sun. And I hope to do the same again tonight or today. I just keep coming into the open. I think, I love the fact we're getting out into the open, but obviously I'm then collecting my suntan as well. I'm just looking at this, thinking we're kind of halfway, I think. Very Isham. So Farnham, 60 miles that direction. Canterbury, 54 miles this direction. And Dover, 65 miles as well. However, the route we're doing, because we're going via Canterbury, means it's a few miles beyond that. I don't know if that means no, because if it was Farnham and Dover, that's 125, and another route we're doing is 132. Right, but yeah, roughly halfway. I'll take it. Well, it's happened a few times, but it usually ends up on the floor. Thank you, I'll have that back. Evening, folks. Finally arrived somewhere. One of those situations where I couldn't find anywhere to wild camp. It was like walk, walk, walk. All the other days I've done 20 miles. Tonight I've ended up with 25. Way too far, especially in this heat. Anyhow, I've finally sort of got my tent set up, as you can see. And tomorrow I'm heading to a pub to stop overnight, mainly because I need more charge and also to make sure I'm fully hydrated. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I can tell I'm not fully hydrated. On my way, there is somewhere in Rochester where I'm hoping to go pop into a co-op on the way and get plenty more water. I have got a fair bit, but it's such a hard job keeping on top of it in the heat that we've had. Anyhow, I'm sure I'll be fine, and I'll see you guys in the morning.